Okay, so introduce yourself, please.
I'm the real deal heel, Dan Beals. And I appreciate you having me on. This is the first time I've been on this side of the microphone.
Yes, it's nice to have you. And you do commentary, yes?
Yeah.
For
10 years I've been bumping around. 10 years. Actually, this will be my 11th year. 2025.
really that many.
It's 11 years. Yeah.
What have you done it for? I know, obviously, chaos.
Yep.
Because
I started with the company that used to run here in Port Huron, Blue Water Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
I started doing ring crew, just part of the ring crew. Then moved up to being the number 2 guy for the ring crew. Then started doing helping with promotions and hooked up with Cody in there for a little bit, and me, him, and Josh.
Josh.
Harper.
Okay.
Yep. We just kind of got lucky being idiots, and then people thought we were good at it.
Because you just lucked into it.
We really did. We just, it started with Cody doing Wrestling Rage.
Okay.
And him and his old partner, Chunk, who was actually here tonight. Chunk went his way. Cody was doing the show by himself and was doing, he'd have different people come in. And me and Alex Weir's dad, actually had a contest going to see who was on that show the most. We tied it at 10.
No kidding.
10 each. And then Cody decided he wanted a permanent, someone to come in permanent.
Okay.
So that was where me and Josh Harper came in, was to do that. And from there we went to Wrestling Rage and then MIW. And then we just, we were just recording matches. And we got to Mike Joy from Blue Collar, asked us to do commentary, and we were like, okay, what do you want us to do? He's like, just do you. What you guys do,
That's hilarious.
I love.
All right.
And really all it was 3 guys getting together and talking about wrestling, giving where everybody's going to be on Sunday, and then Mondays. At that time we recorded MIW.
Okay.
So we would take all the results, get them on, I would call or message all the promoters in the state. At one time I had contacts in every promotion in Michigan. And we would get the stuff together and we'd give all the results for the weekend shows.
Okay.
And how that started was we were missing a lot of shows in Michigan. And we figured, or we'd hear about it and we'd see matches on YouTube or Facebook, and we'd be like, man, that would have been great to go to.
There's so many.
Yeah. Well, we figured, if we were missing a lot of these shows, so were other people, only for the fact they didn't know they were there.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough.
We started doing it so that other people could know where promotions were at.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah. Fast forward to COVID. There was 2 other companies or groups that were doing what we were doing. Not quite what we were doing, but there was 2 other ones. And we decided we were either going to die or we were going to die trying. So we figured out ways to keep things going. We would get together once a week and brainstorm what are we going to do. But we decided, what? Just because, nobody was going anywhere. Mm-hmm. So at that time is when we all found Zoom. And we started doing interviews and talking to guys and coming up with stupid things like we did the night that Michigan shut down. We got together for our very last in-house Wrestling Rage. It was a thumb wrestling contest.
And I had forgotten Michigan shut down until just this instant.
Yeah.
That had been lost in. Wow.
Yeah, and we just kept going. We did interviews. We did this thing that it was called Dan Beals. It started off as 5 minutes of fame. That almost got me killed. Because what I would do was, got me. And I had an air horn. And I would give you 5 minutes. And when that 5 minutes was up, I hit the air horn and I shut you off.
Wow.
So we moved it later on down to 10 minutes because, like I said, 5 minutes almost got me killed.
I can imagine.
Well, I turned Dre Jacobs to the war boy, who told me, if you shut me up, he's the only person. I killed.
Did not.
I killed the camera on DBA.
Oh.
Yes.
So that's when you almost died?
No, thank God.
Oh.
He thought it was great.
Oh, all right.
No, but the war boy told me, if you kill that camera on me, remember, there is going to be a time when I will see you again.
I can't even.
He's the only guy that I never did it to.
I don't think I would.
But you know what? It was all fun. Everybody had a good time. And we just, we kept it going, because we had to stay going. And the only way we were going to do that was
do good off of each other too.
Well,
and
you know
with
what?
them.
We kind of call ourselves in our little group, and we miss Josh. As a matter of fact, here's one for you that nobody else knows because I just did it yesterday. The next Chaos in February,
I'll be here.
the whole band will be back together. Josh is coming to sit with us.
Oh,
Yes.
yay.
So the fans will be able to get to experience Dan, Josh, and Cody one more time.
Oh,
I don't know if
so
it'll happen
cool.
after that again, but we are all going to be together.
Oh.
The full confirmation came today.
Yay.
Yeah, we will all be together. So that's the first. You guys will be the first ones to put that out.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited because we just feed off of each other. And we refer to ourselves as basically just the Three Stooges.
Oh, I was thinking Three Musketeers.
Well, Cody's the guy who
They were funny too.
he keeps everybody in line.
I can see that.
And Josh and I just feed off of each other. Josh irritates me.
Does it irritate your soul?
He does.
All
He
right.
does. I made a promo video during COVID where I put Josh's face on a heavy bag and beat the crap out of the heavy bag. And
That's not very
Well,
nice.
but no, it's
Well, we're excited he's back.
you know what? Lucky.
Out here?
The 12-year-old me would have never thought that I would be.
You want to interrupt? Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it
there
makes
you
me look
go.
like a
Later on.
nitwit and I'm just waving to
You're
nobody.
welcome.
Tell your sons if I don't
Drive safe, yes.
All right, I sure will.
Goodbye, bro.
Don't not say
Drive
goodbye.
safe. No, I'm fortunate. I'm lucky than I deserve. Because, like I said, the 12-year-old me would have never dreamed that this could happen.
Did you grow up loving the wrestling?
You know what? The very first wrestling match that I watched, I was 4 years old with my grandpa and my dad. And they used to have wrestling here at McMorran. And we would go, and when there was nothing else that me and my old man could agree on, we could agree on wrestling.
And so you're from here then?
Yeah, I'm from Port Huron. Well, I'm from a little town about 35 minutes north of here.
So Port Huron.
Yeah, but still Port Huron. Yeah, this is home.
So you're always, this is where you're gonna default to then?
Yeah. This, I talked to Robert because I took almost a year and a half sabbatical.
Yeah.
Where I just needed to be done for a while. We were doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every single weekend. There were times when Josh, Cody, and I, I was just telling this story to Bryce. There was a Sunday that we did. Hold on, go back to Friday. We did a Friday show. We did a Saturday. Sunday we were at 3 different events on a Sunday. It was during Christmas time. So we were trying to help these guys promote their. We went to XI because they did the food.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. Rudy Rude Boy, was doing a Toys for Tots drive.
That's nice.
Who else did we go to? Trying to remember who else. Anyway, there was another
something
show,
like that.
yeah, that we went to, and then that Monday night we did Wrestling Rage. And if you watch that episode, you can see that we're just exhausted. We're just done.
I want to find it now.
It got to be where we were on the road every single week. You know, we were here, we were there, and from here, I mean, you know, you guys drive too. From here, no matter where we went, the shortest time was in XI when they were in Warren at the Hot Rock. That's still a 45-minute drive.
Okay.
So that was our shortest drive, but we were always with Bubba, you know, and we were always, you know, we were going up to Saginaw, or Bay City at the time, for UCW. You know, we just were getting it done, and you have to put the work in. You know, but eventually, it just got to be too much. I was in an accident as a kid where I was hit by a drunk driver, so I had a closed head injury. So I have a short-term memory disorder.
Okay.
On top of that, I have ADHD.
Same.
So you put all this stress, all this traveling, trying to be the dad at home, trying to be the husband at home, trying to be everything that Wrestling Rage needed, everything that we needed to get done. And my mind started to slip. I was noticing, I was searching for words, and I started going to the neurologist. You know, with the closed head injury, I've also had 13 concussions.
That's a lot.
So, yeah, what they were afraid of was onset dementia.
Oh.
So I told Cody, I was like, I gotta go. I gotta take time
Okay,
off.
yeah.
I gotta get better. I gotta find out what's wrong with me first. And I started getting scared, you know?
Yeah. That's scary.
When I couldn't remember numbers or necessarily which one of my kids I was talking to, it gets scary.
Yeah, no, that's
my wife would send me to the store and tell me like 3 things that we needed, and I would always forget at least one. You know.
Oh no, I'm right with you. Like I've only had 3 concussions, but like after this last accident, like I was like superimposing numbers, and like my memory was just trays off hell, and I really felt like I was losing my mind.
Yeah, and it's scary, you know.
And we've had like way more.
So I pulled it back. Chaos brought me back. Cody got a hold of me and said, "Hey, I met this guy. His name's Robert.
Robert's like a.
He's just as crazy as we are." I was like, "All right, I'm listening."
Yeah, he is.
And he's like, he wants us to come and do a show. And you know, I was done. I was done. I was never coming back in. But the one thing I found out, and if you haven't yet, you will. We're never done. Once we invest in this business, we will always come back. But I worked the one show with Robert, you know, and I told him, I said, I'll work one. Let's see how it goes. And you know, that has exploded. You know, now I'm behind, not only doing commentary, I work behind the scenes. You know, with the front office.
Yeah.
It's just,
I love
like
it.
I said, it's a dream, because this is not just because we're here right now, but you guys know this is family here.
No, I do. I love it. That's why I love to come, and I love like doing my little customer service at the front.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why you
working
guys
the door.
You guys drive so far. You know,
Yes.
I mean, you know, there's a reason, and there's a reason why
Sir,
people.
can I tell you, next month I'm coming here to work the door instead of going to Shogun, and I love Shogun. I'm coming here to work the door.
Mm-hmm.
I will be at Shogun.
He will be at Shogun.
Well, that's like tonight. You know, that Cody's not here.
No.
Because
Exactly.
XI and Chaos were running today.
Yes.
And with both
That
of
looked like
us,
a really good show too.
Well, and with both of us doing commentary for both and being the only commentators
Yes,
there,
and yep.
we were like, all right, you know what? We don't want either one to suffer.
Yes.
So we just got to do it. You know, we'll separate and do that. and it was weird.
It's like, let me
No,
interrupt. Next month, find your microphones because you're going to need them. Because
Yes.
you're sitting down with Cody. I'm sitting down with the Den and Shogun.
Okay.
That's how you know you're in,
That's it. You
got
got make it
good
work.
promotions you believe in. You're gonna have
Yes.
to go your separate
And
ways.
I'm gonna tape the. I'll find a tripod too.
Okay.
But so I got a hold of Johnny Delicious,
Yeah.
and I told him, I was like, hey, here's the dilemma, but I'm already booked. I had already committed here. Cody
Exactly.
hadn't got the date yet.
Okay.
Because really we were supposed to run in December, if you remember. We were supposed to run in December.
Yes.
And things
Yeah.
kind of didn't work that way.
Yes.
So I had the date for here. Cody did not. So we just were like, okay, we got to honor both bookings.
Okay.
And it just worked out that way.
I'm glad.
But yeah, we didn't want either one to. We didn't want either place to suffer.
And that's how I feel.
And
about next month.
I shouldn't say it that way. We can be replaced.
Oh,
I mean,
Well, might not be easy because of what you've established, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You'll keep that in the back of your mind. You can be replaced.
I told everybody, if I can do this, you could train a monkey to do it. If I could
yeah.
do it, but no,
I feel like I've heard
Well, yeah.
Cody say along the same lines, and
You
I just
stay humble, and that's
I-
why people respect you.
look. There's a difference between staying humble and belittling what you do.
but, and that's it. Like I said, like the Midwest Misfits, the little conversation we had with them before we started here.
Yes.
Stay humble. That's it. Stay humble, but understand your value too.
Right.
But like I said, I see myself as so lucky.
Well, definitely.
How many people get to do what we do? There's
Not many. Not many know how to take that first step.
That's it. We're so lucky. And to just fall into it,
No.
I never thought I would be doing this. I never could have dreamed that I'd go from being the guy who's sitting up the ring, and sitting in the front row working for a ticket. Actually, when we first started, you got half price to put the ring up. But the thing is you listen, and that's what I tell these young kids. The first thing that I was taught was ears open, mouth shut. That's the best way to learn. And I've had people that poured into me that I could never repay. Nate Matson was
Amazing
so
Nate.
beneficial
Yeah.
in the beginning. Just listening to me, probably getting so sick of all the questions. I had. Dave DuPont, Sean Casey, Cody Hawk, guys that they didn't have to. Look at the people who Cody Hawk has trained. Cody has trained Mox. He trained Eli Drake,
Oh shit.
LA Knight.
I know that
They
name
all
too.
came from Cody's school.
Okay.
These
Weird.
guys didn't have to do what they did, but they did. And
See, that, I think that makes
I
that just
appreciate that.
shows that they're a good wrestler, right?
well, you know what? That's it. I mean, it shows that they still love the business, and with me not being trained, it's kind of taboo. That's why I said I'm lucky. It never should have happened. They don't invest that kind of stuff into you. They just don't, because you're not trained. But I never tried to be. I never tried to be anything more than was. I know my place.
you were just talking to them though.
Well, that's it. I was asking questions. I was trying to do better so that I could do better for them.
Right. I
Yeah.
think they probably knew that.
Yeah.
Because that's why I ask questions. Because I'm asking, because I want to know.
Yes.
Because the more I know, the less foolish I sound.
right,
And
right.
the less foolish I sound, the better the
Mhm.
people that I talk to
But
sound.
there's still
Yes.
a charm to your ignorance.
That's
what's
fine.
bringing
I can-
in like Tanya.
I can I can be blissfully ignorant and still be
Yeah.
semi-educated about the
As
topic
you learn,
at
so
hand.
does the
Yeah,
audience.
that's it. And I still do.
I'm like Mr.
yeah.
Rogers.
I still send clips of my commentary to different wrestlers in the state. I've been very fortunate that I got Johnny Bravo to look and critique my stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're always learning, right?
Well, that's it. You know,
Oh
because
my God, that's so cool,
if,
though.
if we don't, and you guys know, sometimes in the business, people will tell you that you're doing great, and you know you're not.
Oh, yes.
You know, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. So I go to people who I know
Will hurt your feelings?
they don't care. You know,
Yes.
because they do care. You know, they care. They know that I care, so they care. So yeah, they don't care if they hurt my feelings.
That's what Rob is to me. Because I know, because he doesn't like, he's my tell it like it is person.
Yes. Yep, and, you know, and I could have sent it to people who were easy. We all can, you know. But how does that benefit anyone?
Yeah, you
And
don't
if-
grow
and
if
if I
everyone's
don't
telling
learn
you
how
you're doing
to,
great.
that's it. And if I don't learn to be better
yes.
on that mic, then I can't make you look good in the ring. You know,
Right,
and
which
that's-
is the whole purpose, because the
Exactly.
people watching at home, for all the people watching at home,
They don't have that connection.
yes,
Yeah.
you guys make that connection.
they can watch the match, but it's my job to bring the emotion.
Right.
You know,
And if it's
Guide
garbage
the story if they're
commentary,
not aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's literally all I can focus on.
that's it. You know, and
It aggravates me.
I still so much to learn, you know, but I love it. But I love it. And you know, I was just telling Justin. Justin and I have known each other for about a decade or so.
Justin May
Yeah.
was so good.
Justin is phenomenal.
Wow.
But I was telling him I'm 51 years old. I'll never be in the Fed. I'm too old. You know, it's not gonna happen. I'll never be AW. I'll never be Ring of Honor. But that's all right because I'm still doing this on my terms.
Yeah.
And I still love it. You know, if
I
I
would say,
never,
do you love it?
yeah,
You're
I
not,
love
like,
it.
burnt
I
out
know,
now?
I love it. I love it. That small break was the best thing I ever did. And you know, having the support of my wife and my kids.
I love to see the kids.
You know,
here in her.
they-
It's wonderful.
I couldn't do it without them. You know, I mean, I've watched a lot of marriages, and you know, like I said, I've been 12 years now. I've watched some great marriages fall apart because it's a lot of time. People don't understand what the sacrifice is unless you do this business. You don't understand what the sacrifice is. And she was never a big wrestling fan.
Yeah,
She's a
that's
chaos.
me.
She's a chaos fan. You know, this is where she comes.
Yeah.
But wrestling itself, she could take it or leave it.
Right,
You know?
fair enough. And I mean, I wasn't until I met him.
About 4 years ago or whatever.
It
Yeah.
was like 5 at this point, I think.
I think it was about 4, but.
But she,
yeah.
you know, she knows it makes me happy.
Oh,
So,
that's nice.
so she supports it. You know, we've sat down, we've drawn lines in the sand. You know, where if this happens, you need to say so.
Okay.
And the minute she tells me our marriage is suffering, I'm done.
Fair enough.
Because you know what, it's not worth it.
No,
You know, the
you have to
business-
set boundaries
There
like that,
is.
though.
There is. Yeah, but it's fun, and as long as it stays fun, I'm here. They'll drag me out of here in a pine box eventually. You know, as long as it stays fun.
I don't know.
But
She
like,
might drag you out in a
yeah.
pine box if we take much longer,
no,
though.
but no, it's great. Like I said, Michigan has been so good to me.
I'm glad.
So much going on too, and
There is.
We bounced back big from the whole COVID thing. I think we
Yeah.
came back bigger, stronger.
I swear to
well, there's so many new
Right.
stars, and
Mhm.
there were so many new promotions.
Yeah,
and
well, you know what?
we started out in the west, our area, and
Right,
then
right.
expanded to like northern Indiana, came
I
east,
love
and
it.
it's like
I love it here.
I was a little intimidated about coming east. It's like there's
Oh.
so much going on there. It's like, is anyone going to accept us? And Cody was one of the first.
You know what?
He was
No, yeah, you
Yeah.
guys have been like
Because
from the
know,
get.
we know what the grind feels like.
Exactly, yeah.
You know,
have been so great.
We respected what we were doing. We weren't coming over being idiots, and
I mean, I'm kind of.
well, yeah, I mean,
Well, you know
we
what,
weren't
like I
trying to
said-
be a problem.
Well, yeah, back to the beginning.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
were 3 idiots who just got lucky, you know. So,
I just like to talk to people.
That's it.
And I-
you guys love this. You
And
know,
I
as
kind of
much
wasn't
as we
even.
do.
Look, I wasn't even supposed to be the talker. I was gonna hold the camera.
That was
And
my
he was-
original goal, and
and
then
he
I
was
watched
gonna
her
be the
interacting
talker.
with all the wrestlers. I'm like,
Because I was
I don't
just
need to be
I
over
was
there.
just talking to people because that's what the
she don't,
frick
she,
I
yeah,
do.
her
Yes.
ignorance is what's gonna sell this.
Well, and you know what's funny is, I am outside of the business.
Mhm.
When I walk through the doors, I flip the switch. I am probably one of the most introverted people you'll ever meet. Believe it or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm the homebody. I love being at home.
I love being at home, but I still like when I'm out like this. I don't know. It's just something.
This has started to change it over over the last few years. But yeah, I was the guy who would sit quiet. People thought I was a jerk
Oh,
because I
really?
didn't talk.
Exactly.
And really, all I was doing was just kind of feeling it out. Where's the conversation gonna go?
All you extroverts out there, look up the meaning of introverts. Next time
Yes.
you see someone that's sitting in a corner by themselves, it's not because they're mad necessarily. It's they just, they don't know how to interact.
That's it. But
See, I told you.
But you have to,
I have good peripheral.
but like I said, in this business, you have to. There's so many small things that you can do to offend someone very deeply. So
I just try to
Becoming
be
less and less over the years.
Yes.
And
But
this
it-
young generation is amazing.
they are. They
They've
are.
grown up in a whole different world than
Yes.
we did.
Thank God.
I'm very old school
Mhm.
when it comes to the business itself. But I see these young guys are dragging me in.
They have a better understanding and they're more humble.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And that comes from their teaching.
They got a ways to go.
Yeah, of course.
But the business is changing for the better, I think.
I think
in
it
some
is.
aspects.
I think it is in some aspects. I would agree.
I'm still the guy who.
I think it's still a little stagnant. I think somebody needs to
Yeah,
throw a little
there's some
chlorine in the
promoters that
pool.
are still like that, but
Yeah, I think a little chlorine in the pool would help.
Absolutely, but I'm still
Like
the
a
guy that will
bucket
tell
of
these
it.
young guys, hey, did you shake a hand? Did you introduce yourself? I'm still very big on that kind of stuff.
There's
The
a lot
respect
of
part it.
lack of that.
There
I've
is a lot
noticed
of
that.
lack
That
of
Well, not
bothers
here.
me.
No,
No,
I mean,
not-
even tonight
no.
there's people coming up to me,
Not
"Hi, I'm
here.
so and so." I'm
Yeah.
like,
and you see some of it, but some of the older guys too got to remember because they will refuse to go shake
everyone's
Green's
saying,
hand.
Really?
They should be coming to me. And really, with the way the business is, that's true. That's the
Okay.
way we were all taught. Is you go to them. They don't come to you. They've already done that for somebody else.
Okay.
But on the other side of that too, I'm an introvert. I understand that it might be very hard for some
Exactly,
kid who,
yes.
he's just out of school or she's just out of wrestling school.
And do they know that? Do they get trained? Because that's not an innate thing.
no, the
That would
training
not
doesn't
occur-
really extend beyond
Okay,
the,
that wouldn't occur to
the
me.
school.
That would not occur to me that another human being would expect me to approach them because they're older. That
But
would
you know
not
what
occur
helps
to me.
them is
Like,
people
are
like
you,
Forever
are you
Young.
crippled? Do you need me to go to you? And I don't mean that in a demeaning way. Like, do you need
Right.
me to go to you because it's hard for you to get up? If so, you shouldn't be wrestling. Like, if you don't need me to go to you because it's hard for you to get up, then why am I going to you?
What
You
the-
can
yeah.
meet me
Right.
halfway.
Like I
my
said, the
brother
whole
in
teaching thing,
Christ.
look at
Like, that ain't okay. That's
Prudence. What's Forever Young do to new students? He shows them exactly what they have to do.
right. but-
He's introducing them to people that might not even matter to their career. He's teaching them
I do like that
make
Forever Young
contact,
does that.
make connections with everyone.
Yeah, and that's really smart.
Well, and
that he
that's
does
it
that.
because none of us can survive without anybody else.
Exactly.
Right.
Like
Like-
what we do, if they didn't give us their time,
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
we would.
We're not the stars.
No,
We're covering the
There you
stars.
go. That's it.
Like,
Or
you know?
totally
talent.
that.
Yeah. If it wouldn't have been for so many people
I'm not
that
arguing that at
gave
all.
me and Cody and Josh just a few minutes of their time,
Just yeah.
we wouldn't be doing what we are today. We would have been dead right there. We'd have been dead in the water.
Exactly. I mean,
And they didn't have to, and
No, but
You
they
know-
were being respectful to you guys as human
well,
beings.
because we tried to, and we still do. It's not about me. You
No.
know? Like
No,
you
no,
said,
no.
I'm just a guy
Yeah.
who's
Exactly.
trying to help you get your name out there a little bit more because
Yes.
I love this business.
Oh my God,
and I love
so
what it's
much.
done for me. You know, it's just
It's
I can
my
never
happy
get
space.
yes, it's family. You know,
It
and
is.
people don't understand. But I watched when Cody got sick a few years back. It was actually when we were doing the house parties,
Okay.
XICW house parties. Cody got really sick. It wasn't COVID, but it was during that time.
Okay.
When we still really weren't supposed to be together, so we were meeting kayfabe.
Oh,
Yeah, but Cody got really sick, and I watched this community raise over $3,000 because Cody was off working in the hospital.
oh,
You know,
it makes my heart.
Look at with Greg.
Yeah. Oh
You
my
know,
God.
I watched.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry again.
Oh, I know. I was bawling up there. I was bawling up there. Because Greg was one of little tidbit. Greg actually gave me the name Real Deal Heel.
Nice.
It was Wrestling Rage, episode 100, and it was at Alex Weir's mom and dad's Dojang, where we did the 100th episode. And I made a comment like I always did to Greg, you know, just picking at him, and he was like, "Dude, you are the Real Deal Heel," and it stuck. He's like, "You're for real." He's like, "You're a heel, that's in walking around in real life," and it just stuck.
You're right.
But Greg was, Greg was one of my best friends in the whole.
He was so nice. He said so many
You know,
good, kind things.
the
to
very
me.
first time that Missy came to a wrestling show was for, it was on my birthday. It was the Chaos, and it was on my birthday. And so she's, I said, well, I don't want to be, away from you on my birthday, and that's the only reason why she came. She was worried about it being loud because of how the rings bump. And Greg went out, and she was talking to him about, man, I hope this isn't really loud. He left. He's like, I'll be right back. He went to the Dollar General, bought a whole bag of cotton balls that she still has, and refuses to let anybody use now because of Greg. And told her, he's like, you're family here. I want you to understand that. He's like, and if you need anything and you can't get Dan, come find me. But that was great, That's what made him
Yeah, it
so
was.
special. So he touched so many lives. But yeah, that's how the Real Deal Hill came about. Was Greg.
All right. That is a beautiful note to end on. Because now,
Thank you
now
so
we're
much.
having direct eye contact.
Yes.
Not just side eyeing me. All right. So thank you so much.
Thank you.